Alrighty, guys, it is 3:30 this Wednesday, September 9th, September 10th, and tomorrow is going to be September 11th. Hopefully nothing happens. They all got their bases covered, but there's going to be some stuff going on there. But at this point, we are coming into the later part of the day, and it looks like we got a little bit of weakness going on. So I'm waiting for them to find their mojo here. Look like they've been selling off all day, like net selling. Let's see if we get a bargain hunt at the end there. We'll see. It looks to me like an end period, at least in making a little bit of a lift. They're down here at that 65.25 level on the ES. So far, they're holding. If they take it out, I mean, CBS going to head lower. So I'm watching it, looking at seeing if they're going to hold this. Again, maybe a nice little rally into the close here. We'll see. If not, they're going to go in tomorrow with a bias to the downside. So if they take out that 25, we're going to go in with a downside bias in the overnight. If they hold support at 65.25, I'm going to start off a range bound. And I would say if they for some reason close up above here, the 64.50s, the mode here on the up here against the mean and the mode, to close above that level, we'll start off with it on the long side of the market. But at this point, we're starting range bound. Uh, Looking for early weakness. It depends on it depends on where they close, really. So it's but if they take out that 25, we're starting from the short side of the market. Now going into tomorrow's trading, we got CPI number come out, jobless claims at 8:30. That's going to be the big number for tomorrow. 30-year auction at 1. So those are the two things going on tomorrow, and that CPI number is going to be important. PPI super good. Let's see if the CPI follows suit. If CPI comes in hot, the weakness could continue. You never know. All right, looking at the bond market, definitely to the upside. Nice move to the upside here at the 10-year auction. And then that's kind of go sideways and then drifting back down again a bit. So I would start off on the long side. I'm watching that lead, these two single prints on F prints at 17, 12 to 13. And if both of them comes out, I would look to, I would start off on the short side. Otherwise, I would look to buy against those single prints for rotations back up. So if they come out, I will start on the long side. If they come out, go back range bound. It's kind of what I'm thinking about right now. On the Nasdaq, we get a nice rotation down. Look at that thing. So we're down here at that. We took out the 845 to 50s, and so we are technically on the short side of this on the Nasdaq. So all that nice strength we had in the morning absolutely turned into weakness instead. So a little pop in the morning and then just net weakness. As you can tell, we haven't really sold off by any means. We are right in these support areas, the 780s, 750s down to that 720s, which kind of had to hold all these. But I would be looking for buying opportunities here with a little bit of caution and see if they can hold on to this. Now, if they close above that 880 level, I would stay on the long side. And if they close below it, I would just stay range bound. So a little bit different than from the ES, but that's kind of what I'm looking at on the Nasdaq. So that's moving pretty freaking good, and there's been some big movers. And the AI trade is very much alive and well today, even though the weakness is showing up on the Nasdaq list like this. And Oracle is up like freaking 40%, 50% or something crazy. That absolutely gapped up like a crazy market. So. And then looking at the oil and gold is it's a little bit of weakness at the end, but pretty much range bound. Not going to worry about it. Gold, so range bound trading on gold to get started. Look to sell strength up to that 36.96. Buy weakness down here to that 36.75. Now that's where we are. Outside that range, look for a potential directional move. And then oil just back up again to value. So back to value they go, and no retest to the lows as far as I can tell. So range bound trading on oil. Now I would start off normally if we're looking for early strength, which you can still do, but it's we are pretty much back at an attractor area. So I would expect more as range bound trading. All right, so that's the oil and gold going into overnight. So range bound gold, range bound oil, maybe slight bias to the upside, or looking for early strength on oil. Now back to the ES. And here we go, ES Nasdaq. I'm going to get that last little weakness at the end here. Looks to me, yeah, there we go. Looks to me like they're going to take it down into the close. So, and if they start close below that 65.25, I'm going to start off on the short side on the ES and see if how far they can take it. All right. And the same thing with the Nasdaq. We're starting from the short side on the Nasdaq. No, sorry, we started range bound on the Nasdaq. We're still running into those support there, so we'll see how strong Nasdaq is going to get into the close. So only one trade on the ES early on. I took for one trade for a shakeout, or sorry, scratch. I scratched it when it didn't develop. That was this early morning trade. So one trade here early on, I took it at the on the news, and was expecting a move to the upside. It just ended up twisting in the wind, so I got out of that trade, and that was it. I haven't done anything else since then today. All right, guys, we'll leave it there. I'll see you back at 8:05 tomorrow morning. You had a good evening. Later.